All right, I'm going to show you how to use GarageBand instruments to create your sounds. This is kind of a review of things that we've already covered, but just to give you a kind of a review here. So I'm going to add an instrument. I go up to this plus, and in this case I'm going to select software instrument, and I'm going to go create. And it's going to launch the smart controls, which will show down here. We don't need these, so we'll turn them off. And if you're not seeing this window here, you're going to want to click on the icon to the left, upper left, and that will show your library window. The default is the electric piano. Now I have a MIDI keyboard hooked up, so I can just play it. And if you want to audition any of these sounds, so if I want to go to mallet, click on vibe or a phone, notice that it will change down here, and now I'll get a vibe sound. So that's how you can audition these instruments. Now we're going to use the virtual keyboard, and I'm going to show you how to set this up just to record a simple sound. So first thing I'm going to do, in this case, I'm going to select synthesizer. I'm going to go to classics, and I'm going to go to evolving shades, which is kind of a cool sound. So if I click on the track, make sure it's highlighted, that will record enable it. And if I just play it, so that's kind of a cool sound. So without a MIDI keyboard, we go Command K, and we will show the musical typing keyboard. You can also access it going through the window pull down menu, hide or show musical typing keyboard. There's two keyboard layouts that you can use. This one's actually using your computer keyboard, which I prefer. And I'll talk about some of these controls in a minute. And then this is using a keyboard where you can just point and click your mouse. I like the musical typing one a little better. So let's talk about some of the things in this typing keyboard. So if I were to play a note, you can see that the notes are laid out via the keys. And if I wanted to use pitch bend, there's two pitch bend effects up here. So if I hold down a note and hit 1, it'll bend it down. 2 will bend it up. Tab key is a sustain. It's like a sustain pedal on a piano. If you hold it down, all you have to do is click the note once and take your finger off the key, and it will sustain the note. So kind of creating a cool sound effect doing that. Down here you have your octave keys, which will jump the notes up 8 notes. Very simplistic terms, 8 notes on a piano. So in this case, I'll play this, and if I click an up octave, it'll go up 8 notes, and then down. So you can actually see when I do this that it's changing up here to show me the different zones of the keyboard that I'm playing. So that's that in a nutshell. So let's create a sound. Now, first thing I want to do is I want to get a count in to give me time to prep. The default tempo for GarageBand is 120, and that's an interesting effect too, because you would not believe how many people write tracks or compose tracks that are at 120. So I actually have changed the default on this on my DAW in Logic to 100, so I'm not constantly dealing with this, but I want a slower count in, so I'm going to type in a tempo of 80. That's going to give me a slow count in. And the reason I want to count in before I record is because I want to get ready to create a sound, and I might have to, I do have to select whatever keys I want to do. So now I'm going to give a count in. It'll give me 4 clicks, and you want to make sure that you start playing after the 4 clicks, not before, because if you hit just a little bit before the 4th click, it's not going to record it. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to set up a nice little sound here.
This is an example of using a USB microphone.
Well, before I do that, I need to mute this. Now I won't be hearing my lovely voice twice over. So let's try that again. Hit the space bar to stop. Now I can rewind it. And there's my sound. So I've just created a pretty cool sound just using the instruments. So experiment using the instruments to create sounds. And now I'm going to show you the next tutorial. I'm going to show you loops, and I'm going to show you how to import loops from an online program or an online website with free sounds.